Let's chat.
Yeah.
First of all, how was the Broadmoor?
It was fantastic. The Broadmoor is one of my favorite properties ever, and I want to come back. So we have to figure out more work to do together,
We
obviously.
do, because it's so beautiful down there. And once
is.
it's summer,
So I'm only ever here for the same conference. So I've only seen it at the same, you guys, like you guys back in the production. I mean, right? I'm here at the same time every time. So I never see any variety. I've never experienced, jumping into the pool or doing any of the lovely things that you can do when it's not really cold.
and if you look behind us, this is actually a picture. This is Denver now.
Oh, wow.
So we are right in front of Denver right now. That's how it looks.
Fantastic.
So you see the mountains, you see the city. The only thing is that the grass isn't green yet. So I know.
Well, there you go.
But you need to come back in the summer when it's fun.
Well, okay, I might if you tell me a little bit about what you do, because you guys, as we're getting ready to go and do like this breakdown of what happened at Great Ideas, I'm going to have a guest on. Tracy Betts is going to be here. I want to find out about this place where we are right now, the kind of work that Image Audio Visuals does, and also, Simon, if I can just add one more thing on, what you think about innovation in AV.
Well, please feel free to interrupt, because that's a lot of stuff.
I
and
know.
I'm not a politician. I'm going to have to say, excuse me, I'm going to break it down one by one.
Okay.
So let's just talk about Image. So Image has been around for roughly 30 years, owned by Dave and Diana Mueller, and I've been lucky enough to be here for a couple of years. My background is hospitality, hotel management. Then I hopped into AV about 20 years ago. I say that really it's hospitality what we do, because we just happen to provide, we're not providing the hotel, we're not providing the catering, but what we're providing that's the most important is the content for the clients. So, we're Image Audiovisuals, but we're really a lot more than that. We do a lot of production, we do a lot of what we're looking at right now, we do live record, we do live streaming, but at the shows we're producing the content that the people come from.
Right.
So that's pretty key, and it's very fun, and it's very, our clients have become our friends. And it's funny, I think I actually spend more time talking to my clients now that I'm in audiovisual and production than I ever did in the hotel business.
That's so interesting, isn't it?
It's great.
You would think it's opposite, but it's actually a really good thing that that's the case, because I feel like when you get in there and you're able to communicate, a lot of times the client has an idea in their mind of what they need.
Right.
And you can come in and say, oh, but I can make it better.
Well, and that's what we do. We start at the very beginning.
Yeah.
So they say, okay, we're going to, I'm working with a client, they're going to Charlotte. Okay, we know the space, we know the venue, we know that they're going to go and do some, what is it called, NASCAR event for their thing. So we might just kind of theme it a little NASCAR-y. But so we start at the beginning and go, okay, what's your objective? What do you want to do for this conference? How do you want to make it work? So we'll design the PowerPoint slide for them, the backdrop to what you want. Then we'll do the set. We'll do the format, we'll do the show flow, we video it, we record it, and that whole process, this show's not until middle of October, but we're starting now, before the 1st of April. And so many of our clients, we do that process now. So it's way more engaging, and it's not at all transactional. It's so much fun.
Well, that sounds exciting. I know that you just finished this big event that was here right before I came into town, and so that was for MIC. What is MIC?
That is the Meeting Industry Council, and what basically it is, it's if you take the Rocky Mountain region, so the other fun states, the Wyomings, the Montanas, and actually it's got even bigger. So it's a gathering of meeting planners, speakers, suppliers. It's about 1,200 people that get together for 2 days in March every year. Sadly, this year we had the Snowmageddon event. So
what was that? The bomb cyclone?
The bomb cyclone.
Bomb cyclone. Yeah, I'd never heard of that.
I know.
Is that a new thing for just
well,
this year?
what it is. Basically, what it meant was that the barometric pressure went down so much that it's basically like a hurricane.
God.
But it happens inland, and it's
wow.
But it's
but
ugly.
that happened during.
But
the
that
event,
happened,
right?
so it kind of put a little dampener on the last day. But what we were able to do, so what we sponsor it. So what's nice about it is we get a chance to show what we think is the latest and greatest in innovation. So we have a sister company, which is Modular Backdrops USA, and we have these modular backdrops. Basically, they're pieces of plastic that are formed in different shapes that take light and video in different ways. So you can actually video map on some of them or light them on the other.
How cool.
It's really cool.
Is that?
The nice thing is that really that is kind of, it's budget worthy for everybody. So if you just want, you know, a small set and you want something behind you that looks nice with light, bingo, you can go. If you've got a big association, you know, 2,000 people sat in a ballroom and you need a backdrop, well then you can video map onto it, you can project onto it, you can have the screens, and it becomes this whole massive production.
So can I, like, I know that we're not going to stream the video
Well,
that
we could
I saw
do.
earlier.
Can we stream the video,
Can
Marty?
we stream the video now?
Wow, right? How impactful is that? This just shows you a very small sampling of what can be done these days when you work with an amazing team like Image AV and they bring these ideas. So I just wanted to send a shout out to the team that did this, front stage, backstage, all around the world stage. So thank you guys so much for creating really beautiful, amazing scenery for us. Now.
What it does is, this is a series of circles. So it's called the orb wall.
The orb board.
The orb
Orb
wall. I've got an accent.
wall.
Orb wall. Practice. Practice. Orb wall.
Orb
Wall.
wall.
So the great thing about this is, so basically there's like hundreds of circles.
Yes.
Well, there's 300 circles on this thing. What they did was they captured headshots of everybody at the conference, and then every orb had a different head on it.
I like that.
Which is,
I'm still laughing about the orb wall
I know
thing.
you are.
Yeah, no, I saw it, and what I really loved about it, I've never seen anything like it, and I know that, you know, maybe some other people have, but I hadn't. And whenever you are representing an association, you are representing so many people, and it was really cool to see this person speaking in front of all these different faces. And when you told me that they could switch in and out,
Yeah.
how dynamic.
Well, what's nice is so many of the associations, what they do is, you know, they go in and they have the happy face video. You know, so the first night at the gathering, they have a picture and everybody's drinking and having fun, blah, 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 blah. And then they run that video as the opening session and the walk-in, which we've all seen before. But how much nicer when the presenter goes, hey, you guys, look who's here now. And then you bring up, you know, 300 of the attendees, and then you can swap them out with different attendees' faces. Makes it pretty dynamic.
That's pretty cool. Could it be something where you call out certain people that weren't expecting to be called out? Like maybe
I'm
they're
sure
the
you
ones
could.
you say, where you could highlight one of the orbs? Could you do that on the orb wall?
On the orb wall.
On
Yeah,
the
you
orb
could.
wall.
You could. You could
That would
make
be so
all
cool,
of them
because you could be
disappear.
like, you could be talking and being like, and thanks for everyone being here, and hey, Chuck, in case you're not paying attention, and it lights up on the face, right?
Well, no, what you'd do is
Like it
you'd
would
have the
be-
whole wall would go blank or different color, and then just Chuck's face would be on
And
there.
then it's just Chuck. Oh, Chuck. Oh
Chuck
my
would be
gosh, I
pretty
love
mad
this.
about
I
that,
know,
wouldn't it?
that would be awesome.
But it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
we're trying to do, is to make it, you know, technology is great, but technology can be really expensive. But it's kind of nice to make technology just, you know, make it affordable and make it just a little bit more cutting edge, and take advantage of some of the stuff's out there that's not like costs $1 billion.
Yeah, this is actually where, because this is live and this is going to the Facebook page, I just have to say, I'm having so much fun talking to you that normally I know intellectually I should probably start winding this up, but I have so many more questions for you, and I'm like, oh, can we keep talking about, like, okay, one more question.
Yeah, you can ask
Can I
as
ask one
many
more
as you. Did I answer the last 3 in series? I can't remember. Yeah, I did.
Oh, sure. Let's
Okay,
say yes.
whatever. Yeah, we did.
we talked about the memory issue before.
Sorry?
Like,
Hello? What's your name again?
Who are you? What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Yes. So when you talk to people, what would you say is maybe the greatest misperception that people have about AV right now?
That it's AV.
Yeah?
Because it's really much more than that. It's more production. I mean, it's a bit like you and I talking. When you have a client, you've got to have a relationship. You've got to try and get inside their head and understand what their vision is and what they want, and kind of steer them in a certain direction. Then they need to understand that the technology moves so fast that I can't keep up with it all. And we buy different gear, we buy new switches, we buy new this and that and the other, and everything becomes more technology driven. I think people think that when they want to do a show, it's going to cost a lot more than they think. Their first thing is, oh, we don't have the budget for that.
Right.
Well, we need to talk about budget. We need to talk about budget allocation. And I mean, anybody who's out there in the printing industry or, making signs and things, well, we got you in our crosshairs because we do, electronic signage and things like that. We're doing the backdrops, and that takes away from the scenic budget. So what I think the misconception is that they look at AV, they look at scenic, they need to bump it all together and figure out what they're really trying to do. So
it's better if you just have an open conversation about what you're dealing with.
Yes.
But I find that to be true in so many different situations, but people are scared to talk openly and honestly about the bottom line. They're scared to talk about their budget number because they automatically assume everyone's going to go to the very top and just charge as much as possible.
Sure.
And the thing is I get that, but I think the better approach is to say, look, this is our range. We're really trying to go for this. This is our goal. Here's how we want people to feel. Here's what we're trying to accomplish during the thing. And then let the experts give you their feedback, because there are so many things you guys can do. And I know this is true. There's so many things that you can do that they have no idea that they're available.
Well, they don't. And, if you think about it, say, for example, you're running, you've got an association or you've got a pharmaceutical company, okay? They're launching a new drug. So they're bringing 300 of their reps off the road basically for a week.
Yeah.
Okay? So they pay for the hotel, they pay for the flights, they pay for the ground transportation, they pay for the food and the beverage, okay? If the message if those people aren't inspired when they walk out at the end of the week, you think how much money they waste. And that's what I try and impart to people is let's make sure we give them the message. Now, it might not be hugely technical. It might be a lot of breakouts with recording, with speakers, symposium, with huddle groups.
Yes.
It might be different ways, but let's get to what your final objective is and walk away that you've gone, yeah, I nailed it.
Can I ask you about the most recent time where you were like, yeah, I nailed it on your side?
Yeah, New York City. So we went to, we did a show for PLUS, Professional Liability Underwriting Society.
Okay.
And we were at the Marriott Marquis. Now, the Marriott Marquis is a very busy hotel. People coming in and out, in and out, in and out all the time. So originally we thought we were going to have an overnight load in. Oh, and we had two conferences at the same time. They decided to combine them. So we were knocking down one conference, and then we came back. So we finished one conference at lunchtime, and the other one was finished at 5. So we took out one part of it, and the last conference that we took down, we had 45 minutes to get out of the room. So that's with screens, projectors.
Oh my God. That's insane.
We did it in 39 minutes. We were at the elevator, and within an hour, everything was on the truck. So that nailed it. I mean, that was incredible.
Did you have a celebratory drink?
Oh yeah,
that night?
yeah. So we now have a tradition. When we go on the road, we have to pick an Irish pub to go to.
I love that tradition.
It's a
need
great
more
tradition.
Traditions like that in my life.
So they're all McTools or McCabs or whatever they are. So the little Irish pub around the corner, we went there, and there was 20 people in the crew. Everybody was there, and we had our picture taken, and we had a few beers that night. So yeah, it was great. It's how we celebrate.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give us a chance to have a little break before we come back, and I have a chance to talk to Tracy. But I want to let all of you know, first of all, thank you.
You're welcome. It's fun.
Thank you for talking with me. And then also, I am thinking that it might be fun to bring Simon on occasionally on association chat, on the regular association chats, like to have him come in and maybe be my, not foreign correspondent. Colorado is international.
You can go foreign.
But,
I don't mind foreign.
But we could do some, I don't know. I want to do something creative, and I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? What are you thinking would be the perfect way to use Simon here? Like,
that'd be great. That'd be fun. Because if people have got ideas about what they want to know, they got questions or thoughts or comments.
Well, they definitely have questions for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we can get into all sorts of things. I mean, one of the other things we could, at some stage we could talk about is how to, there's a lot of people who have issues with contracting with the hotels.
That is very true.
And they're going to have their conference. They find this great hotel and they go there. I mean, you know, it's expensive to go. I mean, the in-house, you've got to pay for power, you've got to pay for rigging, this, that, and the other. So I've got some ideas about how they can save money and how they can get ahead of that game as well. So
bingo! I think we just figured it out.
there you go.
That's
but all
what you're
sorts
gonna
of
do?
stuff.
You
Yeah,
come on.
I'll
We'll
come
bring
on.
you in. We'll talk about it.
be great.
All right. Let's
Super.
do it. Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
Thank
that was
you.
fun.
Yeah, I know.
It was good. Way,
Great,
Denver.
Yes.